So, Judgment is back, and it is worse than it ever has been. And the reason that I say that is because it is now a stasis hand cannon that has horrible muzzle flash, horrible visual recoil, a horrible recoil pattern, and bad recoil in general. This thing also is really big on my screen, and the sight sits so low that that's what makes the visual recoil so bad. It feels like it's impossible to hit anything, especially at long distances. This thing's so clunky, I feel like I'm using a sidearm because I can't see what I'm shooting at half the time. And we haven't even talked about its below average stats in every single stat. 40 reload, 42 handling, 42 stability, and 44 range. It's absolutely atrocious. You can invest into a single stat in this thing, and then either it will feel sluggish because you invested into range and now you don't have handling, or you're going to take way too much recoil in fights because flinch feels really rough right now. And if you take this thing's range away, you're going to be having the problem of not being able to get the kill that you're locking 3 headshots on. Because if you're slightly out of range with a 140, your 3-tap to the head no longer becomes a 3-tap to the head, and they're going to live on the tiniest amount of HP. It doesn't even have good perks. In fact, it still has sights instead of barrels, which if you use the sight that gives you the best range, it takes away handling and stability. So there's tons of problems with this thing, and I really don't see a way to fix it. I would definitely recommend Accurized as your magazine perk. Sights will be up to the user depending on how each of them feel to you and which one you like the best, as well as what stats you want to see increased, and if you're willing to see some stats decrease just to get more range. And as far as perks go, I was really sad to see this thing did not get Demolitionist Headstone, because there's so few weapons that have it. And then we got stuck with Demo Adrenaline Junkie as a combo if you would like, but that's like the only thing for PvE. You could rock a headstone build with one of these perks like Time Payload, where the payload's going to explode on top of the crystal and break it every time, but I really don't see that being too incredibly useful inside of PvE. Opening Shot is a great perk because this thing has range problems, but the biggest problem is it only helps you with that first shot. Multi-kill clip is inferior to kill clip, so just get a kill clip 140. Eye of the Storm is always good on pretty much anything, and Time Payload is inferior to Explosive Payload if you ask me. And then Vorpal Weapon, but no one uses Vorpal in Crucible. Out of all the roles that I see here, I think Slide Shot Opening would probably be the one to help you range out the most if that's what you want it for, but I don't really see that being too great because Rose can already do this but better. That leaves the best possible dueling role, which I think would be Moving Target, Eye of the Storm, but even that is not going to be feeling great, purely because it's not really a great dueler either. And then there's Encore with Adrenaline Junkie, which is going to boost your damage just enough to where you can get some 3-taps right out of range, but that's not really worth it because this thing's not great at kill chaining. And you're probably wondering, if it's not great at kill chaining, it's not great at dueling, it's not great at PvE, what is it good for? I'm going to be honest, I can't find anything. The only role that I like is Enlightened Action Timed Payload, and that's because Timed Payload has infinite range on the payload, and then Enlightened Action is going to give you that handling boost that you need, so you only have to invest in range or stability, and I invested in range, and it feels okay, but the gun just feels bad in general. So if I had to pick a role, I'd pick Enlightened Action Time Payload, which is absolutely disgusting that that's the role that I'm going to recommend. But if you get Moving Target, Eye of the Storm, probably try that out before you delete it because you might like it. Same thing with Slide Shot, Opening Shot, you might like it. Me personally, I don't. I like Enlightened Action Time Payload. That's the only one I kept. That's the only one I think is worth a damn, even though I don't think the weapon's good at all. That's it for me. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing and click the notification bell so you get notified to make new videos like these, because I make new videos like these all the time. And I'll see you guys in the next video.